Hey there everyone, Mary from Well Within Studio. Thank you so much for being here today. For our workout today, we've got 4 different movements. If you want to jump right in, please skip ahead. Otherwise, we'll start with a brief explainer of each of the movements that we're going to do. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Our first movement is a lateral step with these bands. So these are the small bands. We're going to place these around our thighs, just above the knee. We want to have about 2 to 3 finger distance from the knee joint to where the bottom of that band is at. What we're going to do is going to squat down. Make sure you can see your toes so that your knees aren't out over your toes. And we're going to go this and this, just alternating left to right, right to left. We'll do 5 repetitions each way for a total of 10 repetitions. Our second movement is what I call a crab reach. We'll be down on the floor. There are 2 different ways that we can do this. So the movement is we're going to sit down on the floor, put your feet flat on the floor, hands behind you with your palms on the floor, fingertips pointing towards your toes. And we lift our hips up off the floor and then reach over across our body. So hips up, reach over across the body with the other arm. So I got my hips up, left arm over right side, twisting, right over left, twisting. So going that full motion might not feel like it's in your workout today. That's not a problem. What I'll have you do instead is you're going to lift your hips up and just pick the hand up off the floor. Hips up high, and up. And we'll alternate coming up, really trying to get a nice like flat top for our torso. So those are the 2 different ways we can do this movement. For our third movement, we'll need a chair, a stool, a short step, a bench. You could even use a couch or your bed if that's what you got. We're going to sit down. We want to be able to make sure that our feet can touch the floor. So I wouldn't, unless you're really tall or have really long legs, I wouldn't recommend using like a tall stool, like a bar stool height, but something to where your feet can be flat on the floor. And then we're going to loop the band around our ankles. And this is what I call a bench or chair band toe tap. So what we're doing is the primary strength is coming here from our quads, is we're going to pull that band up, and you should feel your quads, your tops of your thighs engage on that. So we're going to do alternate 5 each leg. So it's going to be a total of 10 repetitions on this. You might even feel a little bit of muscle activation on your glutes and the outsides of your thighs, but primarily we're feeling that in the tops of our thighs. The fourth and final movement will be back down on the floor. This is what I call a leg lower bicycle. So it's going to work a little bit of the brain as well as the body. So we'll lay down, lift our feet up off the floor, knees in a 90-degree angle right above our hips. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your head, and we're going to come up. And this is going to be tough with Ellie right there because I don't want to kick her. So you can be right. Thank you, baby doll. Right there is perfect. All right. And so what we do is you're going to bring your right arm to your left knee, lower that right leg and pull it back in. And then left arm to right knee, lower that left leg, pull it back in. So right arm to left knee, slowly lower the right leg, left arm, right knee, slowly lower the left leg. So we'll alternate. We'll do 5 on each side for a total of 10 repetitions each set. All right, so what we've got are those 4 moves. Got it planned to do 5 repetitions each, 3 rounds through. We're going to start with that banded lateral lateral step or side step. Here we go. Just 5 each way or 10 total. There's 3 each, 4 and 5. Just like that. We're done with those. Okay. Come down to the floor. Get set up for the crab reaches. Keeping in mind that we can do the full reach across our body or lifting our hips up and alternating, bringing hands up off the floor. Okay, here we go. I really enjoy these. Partner calls these, she refers to them as a wild woman, which makes sense because this pose where we're crossed across the body in yoga, it's called wild woman. There's 4 each. So if the crab reach name doesn't resonate with you, one more. 5, wild woman, which is also a very cool name for a workout, a movement. So we can refer to them as that as well. That's all I'm saying. We'll grab a chair or couch, edge of the bed, a stool, a bench, just whatever works for you. And loop that band around your ankles, and we're gonna work the quads a little bit. So I want to put a little tension on the band, and I'm just pulling up. There's 5 each. Okay. Also feeling a little bit of core stabilization, which is excellent. 3. That was 1 or 2. 1 more. I think I might have given us extra credit. 1. All right. Come back down to the floor for those leg lower bicycles. Get this chair out of the way. Got to be careful of the gong. I bumped into it another time, and just, it's a great sound, but it's also kind of alarming. So when you're not expecting it. Okay. Here we go. We'll lift our shoulders up. Here we go. Now these ones took me a few tries to get familiar with. They're a little bit more involved than a typical bicycle. Here's 3, but I really like them. It really helped me slow down. 4. I was noticing in the typical bicycles, the common ones that we see, 5, 5, I was going really fast, and I don't know if I was getting quite the, if I was doing it effectively. So slowing myself down like that has been really helpful in making sure I'm doing it correctly. All right, we'll go ahead and put the bands back around our thighs for that second round of the lateral steps. Here we go. One thing with the bands is keeping in mind that if it's feeling really easy the way we're doing it, we can widen our stance out or up the resistance on the band. Here's 4, 4, 5, 5. And you can go side to side like that, or if you wanted to take 5 steps one way and 5 steps the other, you can do that too. It actually that way causes a little bit more fatigue on our legs because we're doing the movement all one way. So we can work a little bit of muscular endurance through that. So if that's something you want to do, I'm doing the side to side just for space purposes, but if you have a lot more space, please feel free to, do all 5 one way, all 5 the other way. All right, let's get into our second round of the crab reach or wild woman. This is a great one for our back, our glutes, because we're really wanting to make sure that we're squeezing glutes together, as well as you might be feeling your triceps and your shoulders. 2, 1 more each side, and this one as well. 1 and 1. Okay. Hi there, sweet Ellie. Okay, I'll grab that chair. And put this around our ankles. And do a little bit of quad work. A little different way than a lot of quad movements we do. All right, here we go. Squats are great. Lunges are great. But sometimes working things in a bit of a different way. We're actually doing more of an isometric contraction with this. There's 3. Because the muscle is engaged. 3 the whole time. 4, so it's more of a stabilizing 4 exercise. 5, which is great. 5. All right. Move these things out of the way. Come on down. Bring it on down to Armadillo. That might be some sort of copyright infringement. But every time I say come on down, I think of that SNL sketch with Justin Timberlake where they're singing about Omeletville several years ago, probably like a decade. Anyway, all right. Here we go. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's funny. It's less viral than the holiday one that they do with the Christmas present. I won't get into that because this is family programming. One more each side. Oh, here comes Ellie again. Oh, I gotta be careful so I don't kick her on accident. She's kneading something. It's probably about 45 minutes till her lunchtime. So she is letting us know. She's starts in around an hour and 15 minutes. All right, here we go. Last round. So that's why she's being a little saucy right now. 4, 5. All right, we're done with those lateral steps. Bring it back down to the floor for our final round of crab reach. We think it's kind of funny when she does that. Except when she knocks things off the shelves. 5, 4. But we do appreciate 4 that she communicates her wants and needs with us. 2, and 1. I think she just wants us to not forget. And of course, we wouldn't forget to feed her. We have her on a very consistent schedule, but you know, it's funny. All right. Here we go. Those seated banded toe taps. Again, we'll put a little tension on that band by widening our stance just a skosh. Here we go. Two. Ooh. 1. Last one. 1. Woohoo! My legs feel it. Okay. Okay, one more movement for today. And then we're done just like that. Oh, it's amazing how we can just sneak something in here and, about 10, 15 minutes or so, we can just squeeze in a little strength training workout. I'm going to start on the opposite side. This may not have been the best idea. My brain was used to starting with, but it's okay. Figure it out. Nice. Almost. 2. One more each side. And 1. Woo-hoo. Excellent job. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great workout. Make sure to stay well hydrated, stretch out a little bit. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. As always, if you're interested in doing a little bit more one-on-one work, please check us out on wellwithinstudio.com and book a free 15-minute consultation with me. I'd love to chat with you about your goals and what a partnership together could look like. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take kind care of yourself.